What is going on, boys and girls? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of Rant and Wrestling. We're going to be talking about the WWE Draft, of course, and I kind of wanted to talk about the Raw side of things. We kind of got some stuff out about SmackDown, but I kind of want to run through the Monday Night Raw picks, okay? So, going just in alphabetical order here, we had the Big Show, Bo Dallas, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, who just got popped with two, was it USADA? I think I said that right. Wellness violations. Cesaro, who was a little upset with his pick. Don't know if his interview with JoJo was a shoot or not. That will we'll find out. Chris Jericho, Curtis Axel, Darren Young along with Bob Backlund, Jack Swagger, surprised that he still has a job. Sorry to any Jack Swagger fans. Kevin Owens, Mark Henry, Neville, Roman Reigns, United States Championship holder Rusev with Lana, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, the number one overall pick. I'm going to say Seth Rollins again. Sheamus, Sin Cara, Titus O'Neil, and NXT's Finn Balor. So those are the single-star wrestlers. Tag teams, we got Enzo and Cass, Gallows and Anderson. So we saw the club being broken up here. The Golden Truth, the Shining Stars, the Dudley Boys, and the current World Tag Team Champions, the New Day. Very interesting here. You know, the thing that I'm really worried about here is that you have such great tag teams like American Alpha and the Usos and even Breezango. You know, say what you want about them on SmackDown, but you have the champions over on Raw. So the one thing that we didn't address at all with any of the drafts or any of the whole rules or anything was the whole thing with the championships. We don't know if we're going to be getting floating champions or if we're going to get new championships. Don't know. So if we move on to the female superstars for Monday Night Raw, we got Alicia Fox, number 2 pick for Raw, women's champion Charlotte, Dana Brooke, Paige, Sasha Banks, Summer Rae, and NXT's Nia Jax. So when we look at Monday Night Raw and you look at it compared to SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, as far as the number of superstars, we already knew they were going to get more superstars, but there are a lot of heavy hitters there. I mean, guys like Rollins and guys like Roman Reigns, Rusev, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar of all people, right? Now the biggest thing for me is that they announced the night before on Monday Night Raw, right after they introduced Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan, or actually before they introduced the two general managers, Stephanie McMahon announced that WWE Raw was going to be hosting the Cruiserweight division. So that's, I'm pumped for that. I don't know if anybody's had the chance to see the Cruiserweight Classic, but the Cruiserweight Classic is actually really great. It's a really great show. My concern with that is you have guys on SmackDown, such as Kalisto, and I believe Del Rio would be a cruiserweight. I'm not sure, but you got AJ Styles over there. You also have Zack Ryder, who I believe might fall. Actually, you know what? He's a little bit too jacked now. But Tyler Breeze and Fandango, I believe they're probably going to be in that cruiserweight. That 205 limit right there. But they're going to be on SmackDown. So you look at Raw now, unless Raw's going to be bringing in guys from the Cruiserweight Classic. Now we did know that Gran Metalik got signed, as well as Kota Ibushi. I believe Cedric Alexander is getting signed. Johnny Gargano just officially signed with NXT full time. So you got to believe that he's going to be brought into this Cruiserweight division. You also have to believe that there's going to be a Cruiserweight champion going into this. If they're going to play it out how I think they're going to play it out, the idea for I don't know, my dream scenario, my fantasy booking scenario is that you have the Cruiserweight Classic, right? The whole time we're introducing these new stars. We'll figure out which ones are going to be signed. I don't think they're going to sign everyone, But I think, like, a lot of the big names you're going to sign, I don't know if you're going to get like a Zack Sabre Jr. That would be huge. That would be absolutely huge for WWE. Not just Raw, but the company in general. But I think as the Cruiserweight Classic goes on, you kind of sprinkle these guys in here and there, just like almost like exhibition matches on Monday Night Raw. When you get to the end of the Cruiserweight Classic, and I don't know if this is going to be in time for SummerSlam or if it's going to be after SummerSlam. I think it's going to be after SummerSlam. But you can make the finals of the Cruiserweight Classic be for the Cruiserweight Championship. I know in the bracket, and I believe even on the show itself, they show like a Cruiserweight Classic Championship trophy, and that's all well and good. So my idea for the Cruiserweight Classic is that you have, this first inaugural tournament. You have them crowning, obviously the first Cruiserweight Classic winner, and then you have them crowning the new Cruiserweight champion. So every year when you have the Cruiserweight Classic, you bring in new guys, and then the winner gets a WWE contract and a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. So then you have this new guy debuting on Raw that everybody's talking about being the flagship. It's a 3-hour show. It's, the longest episodic television show in history, whatever you want to call it. And then you have this Cruiserweight division. Now, with like the bigger guys, like the heavyweights there, like Brock Lesnar, and you have Sheamus over there, Rusev, Big Show, right? That's kind of like your, I don't know. It's like you can have them doing like their Japanese strong style stuff. If anybody remembers, there's a match between Cesaro and Sheamus. I believe it was from SummerSlam 2014, and these guys were just kicking the shit out of each other. It reminded me of like an old New Japan match, right? So you have those big guys. We have the Cruiserweights there, and then we have the Tag Team Champions. Women's division, I think, is going to get a lot better, especially with Nia Jax coming up, and the whole feud with Sasha Banks. Obviously that's going to be leading into SummerSlam, so you have some really cool programs on Raw you can go with here. But it almost reminds me of WCW Monday Nitro. You have a whole variety, but then maybe it's just the Cruiserweight division. I just really, that's what I'm looking forward to on Monday Night Raw. Now, feuds, if we kind of get into feuds and storylines, I think the one that stands out the most is that you have Finn Balor going to be debuting. Now, if they do this right, you can have Finn Balor debut at Battleground, where you can have, the lights go out, and Finn Balor in the ring, and the 4 members of the club, for the time being, take out Enzo and Cass and John Cena. So they go to do the whole 2-sweet thing. John Cena, Enzo, and Cass, they're laid out. And then all of a sudden, Balor, Gallows, and Anderson turn on AJ Styles. So that's like his send-off to SmackDown. Kind of like the whole thing with what they did in New Japan. Somewhat, right? That's going to be like the main feud I see sticking out. Obviously, we have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. We have Chris Jericho, who announced he's going to be sticking with the company through the end of 2016. I really would like to see a Chris Jericho-Brock Lesnar match. I don't know if we're going to get that far, but this is also an opportunity to build up guys like Curtis Axel, who hasn't really had any screen time, unless it's, for comedy. Titus O'Neil, they were really kind of putting the rocket behind him there. And then, obviously, we're probably going to get a continuation of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's the only thing I wish they would have maybe done, is maybe split them up, but that is what it is. I'm really looking forward to seeing Gallows and Anderson get a run of the tag titles here, and then just to see what Nia Jax can do on the main roster. That's really my big thing there. So that's Monday Night Raw. That's in my opinion, I still think SmackDown, though it is a smaller roster, I think it's a more, just a stronger roster, The only thing that Raw has that SmackDown doesn't, in my opinion, is the Cruiserweights. But, that remains to be seen, as far as, which brand's going to be the best. We'll get to that probably the first Monday Night Raw after Battleground. And then we're going to be talking about Battleground really soon. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe button. Be sure to check me out on Twitter at Mr. Showtime84. And join me for part 3 of Rant and Wrestling.